Shalom, my brother Kadash, giving all praises to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Rakakadash. This is this video titled, If Black Gangs Don't Link Up, Immigrant Sets Will Take the Streets. See, and this is the problem, but I'm going to let him speak and kind of just go in on what he's saying. Well, I mean, just pretty much just to sum it up, though, I mean, I have a problem with these brothers looking at the immigrants, which make up the 12 lost tribes of Israel, the Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. But now that our brothers are immigrating to America, right? What the Edomites have been trying to do is pit us against our brothers, right? Now this all goes to prophecy. I don't have the Bible on me, so I'm going to roughly paraphrase the Bible verses. Like going into Jeremiah 50, starting at verse 4, it's prophesied that the house of Judah, the house of Jacob, will come together and mourn for our Lord in the same place, which we know is America, which is our captivity, or a mystery Babylon, you would say, right? So that's prophecy that will happen. So prophecy is being fulfilled with, the immigrants coming. They say the immigrants, which has been happening, right? But what they're trying to do is the Edomites want to pit us against each other and have us fighting against our own people. So his mindset is we got black gangs. We need to link up to fight against the Venezuelans or fight against the immigrants, rather than thinking, okay, maybe we need to link up with our immigrant brothers and then they need to fight against the white man. See, you dudes, y'all had y'all time, man. Y'all gangs in LA, y'all had y'all time to come together and do something right for the people, really, and follow the Lord, law, statutes, and commandments if you want to get into the truth and deeper, right? But y'all didn't do it. Now that y'all threaten because immigrants are coming over, now you saying y'all should join together to fight against them. That's the setup. That's the setup. No, if anything, you join together with the immigrants to fight against Esau. But the thing is it's prophecy, right? It's just simple prophecy that it's going to happen. Second Esdras chapter 15, you're going to have people against people, nation against nation, and even amongst the Israelites, you're going to have separation of it says in the book of Luke, you're going to have families against each other, mother versus dad, mother versus daughter-in-law, father versus son, on and on. You're going to have that going on right now, so it's just prophecy. And then at a point of time, you're going to have the Lord come back and gather his elect together, and then we're going to have unity together. I believe the Lord is going to take us into the wilderness first, where we're going to be forced to well, it says the Lord is going to roughly paraphrase, get rid of the rebels, and he's going to bring us together, right, and under the bond of the new covenant.
In Cleveland, as far as the Latin gangs, now MS-13, I don't fuck with them. But like I said, man, it varies from gang to gang. But at the end of the day, they have no allegiance to blacks, man. Yeah, they do business with us. Try to date one of their daughters. You know what I'm saying? That's where you find out how people really feel about you. They find out you're dealing with you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, they will sit down at the table when money is greed. That's how this shit happened, greed. Like I said, looking for the better plug, looking for the better, no allegiance in these streets, man. But I don't know what I expect, because niggas, we ain't got no allegiance to each other. You know what I'm saying? So why the fuck these other gangs, these other races, why would they have, any qualms about bucking up? But see, like I said, they waited until they fully infiltrated. And now that they got the links, like I said, they got family here. So once they in here, they in here. So, and they maintain that line of communication with the gang leaders or cartels on the other side. They get them packs over here. So once they took over their little sections, they get over here.
Yeah, but what about the white man, though? They've been doing that forever, They maintain communication with Edomites in Europe and the UK and Germany and on, man, right? And they've been linking up against us forever. What about them? But see, it's easy for the black man not to face his true enemy, right? our number one enemy is ourselves, right? Because that's the reason why we had the curses of Deuteronomy 28 put on us, is because our sin against our Lord. So that's our number one enemy. It's just ourselves. We got to address that first. You see what I'm saying? That's why we ain't been able to come together, because we haven't addressed that first, right? And then Esau, that's our enemy, right? So why not address him? But it's easy just to continue having that hatred against your brother and fighting against your brother. So when the immigrants come over here, now you guys want to look at them as an enemy because you'd rather fight against them than fight against Esau.
Congregate in they sections. Niggas ain't really, I mean, where I'm from, you
try to date Esau daughters. And look how the Edomites look at you when you try to date their daughters, man. So I'm gonna let them speak though.
At your own risk, if you fucking around in certain sections, as far as Latinos, Mexicans, woo woo. But so they got the plug. Now what? Well, they need to expand, because the clientele, I mean, they got whole cities out there. So that's where the war is about to, that's where the beefing about to start, man. It was all good. Now they need to expand their clientele. Like I said, they taking over these communities, taking over projects. Now that's the extreme, but like I said, in Denver, that shit already has happened. And there's wars going on in different cities across America. And like I said, Cleveland included.
Well, what did the Lord say? Matthew 24. He said it would be wars and rumors of wars. That's where they get the whole Mortal Kombat thing from. It's gonna be war on every level. You're gonna have race wars. You got a war between men and women. You're gonna have war between the elderly and the younger. You're gonna have war between nations. You're gonna have war between like countries. You're gonna have war between cities. It's gonna be war on every front. That's what the Lord is stirring this place up to be, and that's why it's called Babylon, Mystery Babylon, and then this is the thing I don't like right here. When you go to the comments, you see people talking about American citizens of all colors need to link up, stop separating us. And I've seen some people speaking about that, how just all Americans need to come together and then fight against the immigrants, which is really our brothers. Like, have y'all not seen the movie The Purge? I believe it's like The Last Purge or something like that, where you had Native Americans, Mexicans, and the blacks coming together while all hell was breaking loose. So they got brothers like this tricked. He the type that link up with the rest of these other nations. And the way we say nations, we talking about like Edomites, Israelites, Ishmaelites. He'll link up with the rest of them to fight against our own people. These immigrants are Israelites for the most part. So it's really a trap. Look what they're saying. Okay, it ain't gonna pop up. Blacks are a day late and $1 short. Nobody paid attention to LA. The outsiders got 100% government support. Americans need to link up no matter what the color. So they more about a Mystery Babylon thing than an American thing. You see? And then talking about the government is behind all this. The government want us to fall for the bait, and he wants us to fight. He wants blacks to fight against immigrants. He wants to keep us fighting against each other. I just uploaded a video from the movie Django, where the white master was two Negro slaves that were fighting on the floor in the living room. And the Negro slave, when he stood up, he said, "Keep fighting, niggas." And then he got back to handling whatever his little business. And then after that, he got back to the fight and started watching them fight. They've been doing this. This has always been a tactic. This goes back to the Willie Lynch letters. The tactic was to put the old black man against the young black man, to put the woman versus the man, to break the toughest and baddest motherfucker, they say, or the baddest Negro, the strongest Negro in the land. They would break him, by various different means. But they would do it in front of the mothers, the children, the woman, in order to break their spirit. And then they would keep them fighting against each other. And then they said, look, they didn't have to do the work no more. We'll do the work for them, being divided and conquered. So that's still the spirit that some of these brothers is getting caught up into. Instead of being a wise man saying, hey, you know what? He not in the truth. He need to come into the truth. But being a wise man, even on the streets, because I come from the streets, so I could speak about the streets and know how the streets operate. So instead of being a wise man saying, you know what, these immigrants is coming in, let's use them for our benefit as black people. Let's use them to help strengthen us, right? Because that's where they going. They going straight to the hoods where we at. Instead, your mind is on hatred towards your brother, and you would rather just say, well, let's war against them, and there's going to be wars. But you ain't thinking about your real true enemy, which is Esau. And saying, look, let's use them to make us stronger against the Edomites. The Edomites are mad that the immigrants are coming in, so they want us to help them fight against our own brothers, the immigrants. Duh. Let's keep going. It says, bro, I literally just said this. If black gangs don't unify, these new immigrant gangs who are way more brutal will take over the streets. Y'all don't own the streets anyways. Esau has power over y'all streets. The white man has power over y'all streets. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, if black gangs don't unify, why not unify with the immigrants and make your black gang stronger? I'm just talking about from a street standpoint. Because I understand that you can't stop prophecy. Prophecy is going to happen. They go on war. 2nd Ezra 15, 2nd Ezra 16 is going to happen no matter what. Matthew 24 is going to happen no matter what. Right? But it's a setup that's going on, because they were saying that the Hell's Angels were supposed to go out into Colorado and they supposed to face off with the Venezuelans, and they were saying, look, the black gangs. I seen some Edomites talking about that, said, man, they're going to go to the hood, and then these black gangs that have power over the communities and have they sets, what do you think is going to happen? They're going to fight against each other. That's what Esau wants to do. He wants to sit back and let us handle his problems for them. So you got two different entities. You got just the regular everyday Edomites that want us as black people to stand up and fight for them against immigrants, and then you have the government behind the scene controlling all of this, that's wanting the fight to happen to keep us oppressed. But then you got the Lord that is fulfilling prophecy behind the scenes too. It says, I am not a black man, I am an American. Believe that we need to unite across the country to protect our families and communities and take our country back. So we need to unite when the immigrants are coming in, but we don't need to unite to fight against the white man to take the country back. You see the bullshit there? Our government, so we'll unite when it comes to fighting some immigrants, because you're not as scared of the immigrants because they not as strong as the U.S. Army. You see that? And take our country back. Our government has already done a lot of damage and kept us separated. It's time we come together. So their thing is if they fight, they believe the government is behind the immigrants. So fighting against the immigrants is fighting against the government. No, fighting against the government is fighting against the government. The majority of blacks are slow and too friendly and will let anybody in their circle. This started in the 80s. This not a black gang issue. This is a U.S. citizen issue. See what they making it about? Legal immigrants helping illegal families in this country. Shaking my head. You see what I'm saying? So that's what they're trying to make it about. Americans versus immigrants. No. If these immigrants is coming over here and these Edomites are having problems with them, that's those Edomite problems. Those are our enemies. The Edomites are our enemies. Those are their problems. Don't come help them fight their problems. That's all they doing is using manipulation to try to get us. Now, all of a sudden, we're Americans. But when it comes to giving out reparations, well, these Americans have been treated bad and they deserve reparations. And nobody's standing up for us in that way. When it comes to shooting down unarmed black men and black women, it's nothing then. They don't worry about it until, like, just in Springfield, a black woman got shot and killed. Then it was like, okay, cool. But then now an officer was drunk driving, he hit a white woman. Now here come all the white people out protesting the police. You see the bullshit there? Just something that I observed. With that, I'm going to say salvation to the elect. Shalom.